Hello, friends. Welcome to Dr. Chris Brown's 10 Essentials. I know this looks like a myriad and melting pot of just randomness, but as we go through this video, it'll all make sense, and a lot of this stuff, actually, now that I'm looking at it, has a lot of meaning to it. So enjoy this episode of 10 Essentials. Well, for these 10 essentials, there's no specific order and hierarchy of importance or value, and I wanted to start with tea because the water's hot. I want to enjoy a tea while I do this. The story with the tea is actually, it was about 2 or 3 Christmases ago, my mom offered my aunt and my grandma a beverage, and my aunt said, "Do you have any tea?" And my mom goes, "Yeah, we have some." She pulls the tea out of the cabinet and just starts rattling off like digestive benefits, immune system function, honey, chai, vitality, and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, whoa, what the heck is this? What am I working with here? Because I was in the middle of chiropractic school learning about how the body works stuff, and I was like, let me see this stuff, and I was reading, and I was like, whoa. Literally since then, I think I've had tea almost every single day. So I'm going on about 2 years. And I'm a big fan of yogi teas. So this is a green tea, super antioxidant. This is a green tea kombucha. Ginger, great for digestion, lemon ginger detox, and if you look at my pantry in my apartment, there's about 20 plus different kinds of teas in there. When I showed up here in Arkansas, there was no tea in that station over there. Now it's called the Cellular Regeneration Station, and all the docs in this office are on the tea train. So one of the best combos, one thing about me is that I don't put just one tea in one cup. I go 2 teas in 1 cup. And my favorite combo is the lemon ginger times sweet tangerine positive energy. Citrusy, good digestive stuff, some caffeine, great vibes. They also give a cool little quote. So let's see, this says, "Your greatest strength is love." This one says, "When your inner and outer worlds harmonize, your relationships do too." Come on. Hiya. Okay, so next on the daily essentials, 10 essentials, is this book, but also it's reading. I was a decent reader as a kid, but in 3rd grade, my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Roberts, who's now actually a lifelong family friend, she had this competition where it was reading, whoever read the most amount of minutes per week would get a certificate and a piece of candy. And so me, being hyper competitive, I'm like, I'm never going to lose a week. I think I lost once. I read about a book a day. I read a ton of Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew books, Percy Jackson, all that stuff. And then, going to college, taking a lot of classes, don't read a whole lot. Chiropractic school, taking a ton of classes, don't read a whole lot. And I really got back into reading about a year and a half ago. And I really like perspective books, science books. But my mom got me this book on Christmas this past year. It's called Daily Stoic. And there's a daily excerpt every single day of something that relates to life, wisdom, mindset, perspective, how to kind of handle yourself, how to just be a good man, good human. So let's see, today's the 16th. Actually, I haven't read today. Ooh, it's short too. I'll just read you the title. This says, "No shame in needing help." That's awesome. If you need help, comrade, just ask. Wonderful book. I read every morning for breakfast. This is the first thing I read every morning when I'm having my tea. And I got a science book I'm reading. I got a night book I read. I read a ton, and I absolutely love reading because there's answers in books. Naked pea. This is a protein that I literally cannot go a day without. I started having this at the end of undergrad. And if anyone who's from chiropractic school knows me, that knows that I cannot function without my triple berry pea protein smoothie. Feels wonderful off it. It's clean, it's crisp, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. It's actually made of peas. And so if you look at the ingredient list, there's one ingredient, peas. Tastes wonderful, super healthy for you, super clean, super crisp. And if I don't have this, I feel weird. And I don't like feeling weird. So this is absolutely critical for my days. So now there's 2 things to drink out of, not just the tea, but this hydro. this hydro actually represents there's a lot of stuff on here that I can go in on. But fundamentally, it's the color orange, in which case, one of my favorite scenes is sunsets. Absolutely love sunsets. I am not, I'm not avoidant to throwing down a lawn chair at a sunset in any location, anytime. If it's a good view, I'm going to catch it. Now, there's also a lot of stickers on here too, in which case there's a lot of national parks. I absolutely love going to national parks. I want to see 100 in my lifetime. Been to 21, so there is, there's a national park sticker here. There is Guadalupe Mountain National Park in Texas. There's White Sands National Park in New Mexico. There are also a bunch of just kind of sunset-y vibes. A lot of mountains, a lot of lakes. I didn't realize that I enjoyed it so much until looking at this water bottle. I'm like, dang. There's also chiropractic sticker on there, which essentially that's what I do for my career, and I absolutely love it. Don't consider it a job at all because I love showing up every single day, getting to do what I do. It's got the Life West College, chiropractic school I went to. It's also a Art of These specific sticker on here as well, which case that's the group that I'm a part of inclusively, and then inside the Art of These specific is also the group that I'm a part of, the specific chiropractic centers, a group of 24, 25 docs at the moment with the mission of trying to provide upper cervical specific and exclusive care to every single man, woman, and child on the planet. And so one of the ways that we do that is we do service trips to third world countries, in which case last year we went to Mexico City. The group has also gone to El Salvador or the Philippines, where we provide this type of highly specialized, highly rare chiropractic protocol for free to the masses. Yeah, this hydro has a lot of good. Oh, there's also Hot Springs National Park on here, but there's a lot of stories with this. And whenever this hydro gets retired, probably due to too many stickers on it, I don't like having stickers like cover up other stickers. So once all this space gives up, I'll probably retire this and keep it on my shelf. And I think I'll probably end up using this for hopefully the rest of my life, as long as I don't lose it. This is not just golf, but it's my 7-iron. And the reason why my 7-iron is an essential is because if I need a shot in golf that I need to pull off, when in doubt, I'm going to carry this thing with me. So if I'm somewhere 50 yards on another hole stuck in the woods, I'm going to take my 7-iron. If I'm 150 feet away with water, I'm probably going to use my 7-iron. Heck, I might even putt with my 7-iron. This is my most clutch club that I got. Pretty much guaranteed at least go straight and forward, because that's definitely not always the case for me. So this is critical. I could probably play a round of golf only using my 7-iron and not even need to bring any other club, and I'd probably lose a lot less balls. So 7-iron, 100% critical for me on a golf course. This is a piece of tape, and it's also invisible tape. Anyways, why the heck is tape essential for me? I learned a lot about breathing through a book, like I like to read, a book I read in January called Breath by James Nestor, and it was such a good book I couldn't put it down. I read it in 2 days. Anyway, since then, I actually went in one of my New Year's resolution to kind of really dive into the power of breathing properly, and also taping my mouth shut when I sleep. And I've been doing it pretty much every single night since the end of January, and my sleep has skyrocketed. There's a lot of benefits and powers with nasal breathing. Humans are actually meant to breathe through their nose, and pretty much what I do is I just go like this, and I just take it off, and then you just put it on your mouth. And then you rip it off 8 hours later. Critical. I actually just ran out of my first roll of tape, so after this I'm going to have to go to Walmart and buy a new roll. So this is going to be super weird for a lot of people to see, but these are toe spacers. And these are absolutely critical for myself. The reason why, not only do they keep my toes happy, keep my feet happy, but they keep my leg healthy. About 16 months ago, about a year and a half ago, I had a pretty significant leg injury, in which case I got drilled by a softball about 90 miles an hour off the bat, one hop seed to my shin. And it swelled up like the size of a small child. And then a week later, I was in urgent care, leg was infected. Once that infection cleared up, then I actually had nerve damage in my leg, swelling in my leg. I was on crutches at home, hobbling around school, trying to go from class to clinic. People talk to me and stuff in the back of my head. I'm like, just don't give out. Try and walk straight, just get to a chair. And I dealt with that for pretty bad for about 6-7 months. And then what really helped was chiropractic care. Get my head on straight so that way the life force and the healing mechanism actually flows to my body to clear up my leg. But also now being out in Arkansas, one of the best things I do for my leg is wear these guys whenever I'm not wearing shoes. Critical. So when talking about essentials for Dr. Chris, this is absolutely essential. This is a lawn chair, everybody. This was actually the first thing that I bought when I moved here. When I moved here, I pretty much lived in an apartment with one lawn chair, one air mattress, a cardboard box, put my TV monitor on. That was it. And the reason why a lawn chair is so critical is because my favorite thing to do in life is catch views. Views for me encompasses hiking, it encompasses my love for photography, it encompasses my love for just soaking in views, fishing, hiking, walking, nature, national parks. Pretty much a lot of things that I enjoy is rooted in a category, views. And in terms of this lawn chair, I actually have two. I have one that stays on my balcony, in which case that's where I drink my tea and read my books every morning on my lawn chair in my balcony. This guy stays in my car, and that way, anywhere I go, if there's a nice scene that's happening outside, I can just pull over and just whip out my lawn chair and just marinate in that view. I started doing this last year because I found out that views were critical for my energy and my well-being, and I actually would whip this out at school in a grass lot. It was called like Sid Square, and just random spot in the middle, just have my lawn chair, study, read books. People would come out and be like, that is such dad vibes, or you enjoying your view? And I'm like, always. And people knew me as like, this is the guy with a lawn chair. So I go everywhere with this thing. This is critical. I absolutely love just parking it and just soaking in my lawn chair. So last thing on the essentials is backpack. Ooh, but it's not just any backpack. This is my camera backpack. In which case, I have everything that I need in here. I have my old camera, which is my Nikon D5600. I got this back in college, in which case, one of the reasons why I really enjoy photography, one of the roots of it, was that growing up, my dad was always filming or taking pics of family, doing home videos, even for all the baseball teams that I was on, go Giants. He would take a bunch of pics, bunch of vids of the team of the season, parents, coaches too, and he would create DVDs for all the parents to be able to rewatch and reminisce on the season we just had. He did that all the way up through from when I was 5 years old to when I was 14. And then he was always recording and taking pictures of me pitching and stuff, and of my sister swimming, all the family events. He always had a camera around. And so in high school, we had to take an art, and so I took photography junior year, and I learned a ton from it. Probably one of the best life skills I could have gotten, how to take a good pic. And then I think sophomore year of college, my dad got me this camera and this camera strap, which is pretty groovy. And now we traveled a ton for baseball growing up. I mean, all over West Coast, East Coast, had a ton of trips together, which was super awesome. But then, baseball eventually is gonna end, right? The game kind of tells you when it's time to hang up the cleats. And so one of the things that we do now to kind of continue to progress and grow our relationship together is going on trips with the cameras. And that's also where the love for national parks comes in. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I've been to 21 national parks. Goal is to get to 100. There's 63 in the U.S., which is going to make me go out of the country. This is my D850 with a wide-angle lens. This thing is a unit, and I've taken a lot of really awesome pictures with these cameras, seen a lot of cool things. Now what we do is we actually base our days off of where we want to be depending on where the sun is. So we do day trips to Yosemite, and we literally plan out what spots we want to be at depending on the day. We do that in Europe too. When I went to Italy, Florence, Rome, went to London, Ireland. We're about to go to Canada in a couple weeks, and we're already kind of talking about, okay, where do we want to be? This allows me to, whenever I do throw down my lawn chair, and if it's a really cool view, I'm going to have these cameras ready to rock in case I can take a cool picture. These things have been everywhere, especially this camera. This one's new, the Big Kahuna, the unit. This is new. I got this. This was actually my graduation gift for chiropractic college, and I need to get a new strap for it. So this guy's new, but this has been all over the place. This has been to Utah, multiple national parks in Utah. This has been to Italy. This has been all over California, Golden Gate, San Francisco, Yosemite, Monterey, Carmel. And this has also been to London, Ireland. I mean, I've taken a ton of awesome pictures with this. I love landscape photography. I think it's beautiful. I actually have the goal, some point way down the line, to be able to hopefully get one of my photographs featured on National Geographic. I also want to have a photography website for my photos, because I definitely am confident that they can sell and that they're better than postcards. I used to collect postcards actually as a kid. Now I just collect my own pictures because they're better than the postcards I get. But yeah, this bag contains everything that I need whenever I need to take a pic. Who knows when you need to take a pic, because there's views that come up day in, day out that you can't prepare for. Critical and essential. Remember about 10, 15 minutes ago when I said this is a table of random stuff? Well, now I understand why all these things are exactly on this table, because they're here for a reason.